الظلمات والنور ثم الذين كفروا بربهم يعدلون. الحمد لله الذي أنزل على عبده الكتاب ولم يجعل له عوجا. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله لقد جاءت رسل ربنا بالحق. Now, so this is class 6 of Everyday Arabic. Ghazi, can you hear?
نعم. السلام عليكم.
Ghazi.
نعم. السلام عليكم.
Now,
Can you hear me?
okay, good. So, this is class 6. In the first class, we took a very important point. These days, especially this new generation, everything is oversensitized, right? Everything is sensitive. I probably, these days, I don't know, I'm new to this area, but I probably may seem like the most offensive person that you're probably going to meet, right? But I can give you my word that whatever I say that you may be offended by, if you remove the emotion from it, you'll benefit from it. If you take emotions out of it, you'll benefit from it. Right? Okay, so a point I want to bring. Before class, the best thing to do is review. If we're waiting to set up and you know, we can't get the computer set up, anything going on, the best thing to do is review before class. Anybody that's missed a class, the best thing to do before class is to catch up on whatever you missed and get it written down. Benefit from your time. The first class, we talked about something real important. We said, what did we talk about? The first lesson, Mikhail.
How do we assess the value of a?
How do we assess the value of a thing? That was our first lesson. How do we assess the value of a thing? What was the answer?
The ease of difficulty to replace anything.
Right. So we said we assess the value of a thing by the ease or difficulty in replacing it. We said that the easiest, the more easy it is to replace a thing, the less value that it has.
Yeah.
The more difficult it is to replace a thing, the more value that it has. And then we related that to time. Well, also, Allah Ta'ala swore by the time. Innal insan lafi khusr. Remember we talked about the two lads yesterday, right? The one that just has fatha. That's what's in the Surah Al-Asr. Lafi khusr is indeed in loss. Indeed in loss. So now we have the la. I mentioned it yesterday coming before a present tense verb. Now it came before a preposition. Lafi. Now, but وَإِنَّهُمْ لَفِي شَكٍّ مِّنْهُ مُرِيبٍ. It comes also in that ayah, right? Indeed, they are in. La ala. So it comes also before what? Prepositions. Indeed, you are upon. La ala. You're indeed upon. Now, so that la that came before the present tense verb also comes before prepositions. So if I made the mistake yesterday of saying only present tense verbs, this is the correction right now. So also before prepositions. That same la, lam, fatah. So if I said only before present tense verbs, correct that. And put before present tense verb, number 1. And today, number 2, before prepositions. The la, that means indeed for emphasis. Now. But that's the correction. That was a mistake. Now. Okay, alhamdulillah, jazakumullahu khair. So remember, busy your time. We have no free time. Especially those of us who have gray. We have no free time. And youth, do not be fooled. Do not believe that your whole life is ahead of you, because you don't know when Allah Ta'ala has decreed your death. May Allah give you long life upon His obedience. But being young doesn't mean you have a long time. As the poet said, وَمِن قَبْلِكَ دَاوَ الطَّبِيبَ الْمَرِيض فَعَاشَ الْمَرِيض وَمَاتَ الطَّبِيبُ. And before you, the doctor treated the patient. So the patient lived and the doctor died. This line of poetry is so important because it lets you know, number one, as Ibrahim alayhi salam said, وَإِذَا مَرِضْتُ فَهُوَ يَشْفِينِ. And if I become sick, then it is Allah who cures me. So the cure is not in the hand of the doctor. If that's the case, doctors wouldn't die. They would cure themselves from whatever they got sick with, and they would cure each other. So the cure is only in the hand of Allah. And this is important. And this is important belief in Allah, in belief in the qadr, and belief in cure. That in those things that they are permissible to seek aid from other than Allah and doing them, like going to doctors and other than that. That from the conditions is that we don't believe that the individual that is permissible to seek aid from is the source. Not permissible to believe that the individual we seek aid from is the source. Whether it be in provisions, whether it be in strength, whether it be in health, whether it be in wealth, whether it be in children or anything other than that. And this is why Umar radiallahu anhu, in one of the most important battles of Islamic history, removed Khalid bin Walid as the general of the army, so that people would not believe that Khalid bin Walid was the source of their victory. The Muslims have won so many victories with Khalid bin Walid as the general. So Umar removed him and placed someone else in his place to be the general of that battle in which the Muslims won, to let them know that victory is not because of Khalid bin Walid. Likewise, cure is not because of the doctor. The doctor is from the things that Allah Ta'ala has what? Put in place to be a reason, but He is not the source. Allah Ta'ala, if He decrees the cure, it happens. If He doesn't decree the cure, it doesn't happen, even if you gather all of the doctors in the world to treat the patient. Now, so youth, don't be fooled by youth. Don't be fooled by youth. Especially here in the United States, especially in a city like Flint. They bury youth all day. The United States, the youth go on the ground first. It's rare for especially African Americans. It's rare for African American children to bury their parents. It's rare, especially young men. The parents are burying their sons. That's the norm. That's the norm. And the Prophet ﷺ spoke about it in a general way. And because he left it general, that means anybody's susceptible to it. In the book of Fiqh in Sahih al-Bukhari, the Prophet ﷺ, after listing types of trials and tribulations, he said, وَيَكْثُرْ الْهَرَجِ. وَيَكْثُرْ الْهَرَجِ. The companion said, وَمَا الْهَرَجِ? So what is haraj? The Prophet ﷺ said, al-qatl. He said, killing. حتى لا يعلم القاتل فيما قتل والمقتول فيما قتل. He said, to the point that the killer won't know why he killed, and the one who was killed won't know why he was killed. Now, so this is what we see. So it doesn't mean youth, don't be fooled by your youth. Take advantage of your time. We, as Muslims, we gauge responsibility different than the kuffar. Head up or leave. Elbows off the table, sit up. Okay, we judge things different than the kuffar. The kuffar lesson, take your hood off. lessen the accountability as an individual grows up. They think they increase the accountability. They lessen the accountability with age. We increase the accountability with age. The hadith in Sunan Abi Dawood that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Rufi al-qalam an thalath." The pen is raised, meaning accountability, from 3 individuals. And na'im hatta yastayqiz, the sleeping one until they wake up. Wal majnoon hatta yufiq, and the insane individual until they regain their sanity. Was saghir hatta yablugh, and the youth until they reach puberty. The pen is lifted, right? So if we were to use the logic of the kuffar based and to this hadith, we say the pen is lifted, meaning that, and this is not what the hadith is saying, but if we were to use the logic of the kuffar, that while you're young, right, while you're under puberty, drink, smoke, commit zina, do all of those things, because what? The pen is lifted. Once you reach puberty, you got to stop. That's how it would go based on Kafir logic. Because once you reach puberty, what does it mean? That the pen is no longer lifted. You're now responsible. Meaning that the angels are now writing what everything you do for or against you. Before puberty, it's for or against your parents, based on how they raise you. Mikhail, please, yes. So, if we don't use the logic of the kuffar, because kuffar do not gauge based on responsibility, they gauge based on sin. So they say the older you get, the more sin you get to commit. So if they would have applied their logic to that hadith, they would say, oh, sin while you're young. And they even have that concept. Sow your oats. They say, do everything you want to do while you're young. Commit zina, drink, do, whatever crimes and criminal acts, when are you going to do it while you're young? Because when you get older, then you're supposed to stop. But that's not how it works in Islam. We don't use their logic either way. However, we do understand that by the mercy of Allah, Allah gives the youth a time period. The first 15 or 14, or until the signs of puberty appear. Until puberty, the youth is given respite. He's not going to be held accountable in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the mistakes that they make. Right? Then when puberty hits, you're grown. They can tell you what you want, 18, 21, 24, they can tell you what they want. But when you reach puberty, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's angels are writing everything that you do for or against you. What does reaching puberty mean to the Muslim child that's no longer a child once they reach puberty? It means that you're eligible to, by your actions and your iman, go to Jannah or the hellfire. You can either go to heaven or hell. There's nothing to stop someone under 21, under 18, under 25 from going to the hellfire. All you have to do is be pubescent and a sinner, non-repentant, and you're eligible. The eligibility is there. Upon puberty, you're eligible to go to the hellfire. So all of the games that the Western logic is playing, you're still young, it's okay, the environment and all of this. If it's not, read the Quran. If it's not a valid argument, Yom Qiyamah, oh, I was a youth. Oh, I came from the ghetto. So I've never read a hadith or an ayah or a hadith that said people are going to be released or prohibited from going to the hellfire for committing evil deeds because they came from the ghetto. Never came across it. You come across it, let me know. I never read a hadith or an ayah that said people are going to be excused from committing crimes and sins because they come from a broken home, because their father wasn't there. Never came across it. If you came across it, let me know. Every individual is what? Responsible for him or herself. Herself. Now, there is partnership in sin. like the hadith in the Sunnah, some scholars say, some scholars say that has weakness in it, that whoever is blessed with children, let him teach them good manners, a deed, and arrange for their marriage when they reach puberty. And arrange for their marriage doesn't mean arranged marriages where they have to marry somebody that was set up by the parents. Doesn't mean that. It means to prepare them for marriage when they reach puberty. Because if they do not, in one narration, because if you do not, and the child takes up the ways of Jahiliyyah, the father will be held responsible. That's one narration. In another narration, it says that the parents and the child, if the child takes up the ways of the kuffar, the parents and the child will both have a portion of the sin. The child for committing it, and the parents for not giving the child the proper upbringing. Now, if the parents gave the child the proper upbringing and they became renegades against proper upbringing, then the child will be held accountable on his own. On its own. Allah Ta'ala said what? No father will be able to intercede for his son. And nor will the child be able to take on anything for his parents. Indeed, the promise of Allah is true. So do not let the life of this world deceive you. And do not let the chief deceiver, Iblis, deceive. So, here we go. Class 6. Inshallah. Oh, the signs of puberty for the females are 4, for the males are 3. The first sign of puberty is al-'ana. And al-'ana means to have hair under your armpits or your pubic region. Al-'ana is the first sign of puberty. And it is not the thin hair. It's not the thin hair. Don't be embarrassed, Muslims, male or female. They're twerking in kindergarten. They have homosexuals with booty shorts on twerking in kindergarten in schools here. So this is in the books of Fitrah, right? And Sahih Bukhari, this is what Muslims should know. Muslim youth should know if they're making this transition to puberty. Al-'ana, number 1, meaning pubic hair. It is not to have thin hair that is like light brown or is very it's soft. It's very soft hair. That's not pubic hair. Pubic hair is coarse, right? It either grows under the armpits or in the pubic region. So if coarse hairs appear in the pubic region on a male or a female, this is the sign of puberty. Have reached puberty, right? Okay. Pubic region in their pelvic area. Okay? Or under their armpits. Now, this is the first sign. Another sign is al-ihtilam. Al-ihtilam is nocturnal discharge that someone sees or has a feeling when they're asleep, and because of that, fluid is released, male or female, nocturnal discharge. If this happens to the youth, they have reached puberty. They're held accountable. Next is reaching the age of 15. Male or female, reach the age of 15, even if you've never seen any of those other two, it's still the sign of puberty. So these 3 are equal between males and females. Whoever this has happened to them, they have reached puberty. Number 4 is only for females. Menstrual cycle. So no matter what age the female is, if her menstrual cycle has started, then she has reached puberty, and this is a blood flow monthly from her vaginal region. This blood flow means that she has reached puberty. It happens once every month. Now, that's the signs of puberty. Whoever has had those signs is now responsible in front of Allah for everything that they say and do. The good that they do will get them to Jannah. The bad that they do puts them in jeopardy. Jeopardy of going to the hellfire. Nah. I mean, why? Now, class number 6. So we started with قل يقول قال قول. Keep that, and we're going to now take some tool words. Remember, ikhwa wa akhawat. Your success, inshallah, of course, begins with your intentions. But from the tangible things that we're going to be doing, don't worry about rules. Pay attention to patterns. Do not worry about rules. Please, trust me on this one. Do not worry about rules. Pay attention to patterns. You're going to get a rhythm once you start paying attention to those patterns, and then you're going to be able to jump the gun. Why? Because you got the pattern down. And the pattern, bismillah, mashallah, is consistent. It's consistent. So we're going to talk about that, qala yaqulu, right? And then we're going to go into, but first we're going to talk about these. I know this writing stuff is a little early. Bear with me. Excuse my lady. This is called, we're about to take, it's called al-dhama'ir al-munfasila. Al-dhama'ir al-munfasila, which means disconnected personal pronouns. Personal pronouns, for those who don't know in the English language, are pronouns. A pronoun is a what? A noun, a name that substitutes a noun. It substitutes a noun, a proper noun. So instead of saying, for instance, Khalid, you can say him. So it took the place of his name. So it takes the place of a proper noun. Disconnected personal pronouns. الضمائر المنفصلة. It's 12 of them. It's 12 of them. للمتكلم 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 متكلم means the speaker. متكلم means the speaker. للمتكلم. So for the speaker, there are two pronouns. That's the speaker. It's the speaker. Or first person. متكلم. نعم. متكلم. 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 كلم. متكلم. Because the shadda is pointing to a double consonant. So it's كلم. Now, كلم, the first one has a sukoon. متكلم. And the next one has a kasra. Lim. متكلم. 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 Please. جزاك الله خير. المتكلم. أنا. That's singular. We already took what ana means, right? So that's singular. That's one speaker. That means the speaker. First person. Ana. We said it means what? I am, I'm, me, sit. And this is used for singular. Singular. And we can put that right here. Singular in Arabic is mufrad. 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 Singular. Mufrad. 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 He said, نحن. نحن. نحن.
Where us.
Yep. And that's plural, which is Jannah. جمع. مفرد جمع. So أنا نحن. We said أنا is I am, I'm, and me. We said that نحن is, oh, I'm sorry. singular, plural.
Word pronounced
Jamna. Jamna.
Jamna.
Jamna.
Jamna.
Yeah, the ayin. Jamna.
Jamna.
If you're going to pronounce the last vowel sound, you say jam'un. Jam'un. Nah, jamna.
Jamna.
Nah. That's where jama'ah, from the top of jama'ah, congregational prayer. Right? Plural. Congregational prayer. Jumu'ah. The day of gathering. Right? Mufrad means singular. And jam'a means plural. Getting that down? Come in, you announce yourself, you apologize for being late. Accountability, you're a young man. Hold on. Yeah, time to be accountable. You're at the second stage of 10 years. Distinction. The first stage of 10 years is at 7. Pay attention. It's for you. Pay attention. Muhammad. First stage of 10 years, distinction is at 7 years old. Male or female. This is when the Prophet ﷺ ordered the parents to order their children to pray at 7 years old. The Prophet ﷺ said, Muru awladakum ala salah lis-sab'a. Order your children to pray when they're 7. Right? So that's the first age of 10 years. Second age is 10. He said, وَضْرِبُوهُمْ عَلَيْهَا لَعَشَرٍ. And he said, beat them if they don't pray at 10. وَفَارِقُوا بَيْنَهُمْ فِي الْمَضَاجِعِ. And separate them in their beds. We shouldn't be sleeping in the same bed at 10%. Now, so you are 11. So you're past the second age of 10 years. If it hasn't happened already, the only thing that's next for you is puberty. It gets total accountability. Total accountability. You missed that part, maybe you'll listen to it. Inshallah. Welcome back. Okay, we got a lot of stuff up on the board. All right? I'll have to catch up. Whatever you don't catch up for, listen to the recording, okay? Don't be shy. If you have any question, ask. It's everybody. Okay, so we said, this is me for the speaker, or first person. So we have ana wa nahnu. Remember that. This is not going to change. This is not going to change. This will always be the first person speaker, ana. This will always be singular. And this will always be for the plural. You'll never have to worry about that changing. This is something you can hold on to. This is something to be memorized and practiced. Now, ana nahnu. Next. Should we do this? Since you have all these fun colors. Have a little fun. At least with colors, right? Let's do this. للمخاطب 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 نعم للمخاطب 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 مخاطب it means second person or the one being spoken to. للمخاطب. Now, so this is second person or the one being spoken to. And if anybody wanted to just let you know about these common nouns in the English language, right? Are nouns that do not refer to any specific person, place, or thing. That's called a common noun. So al-mutakallim is a common noun. Al-mukhatab is a common noun. So the speaker, the one being spoken, they're common nouns in Arabic. The thing about common nouns in Arabic is that the majority of common nouns in Arabic can be made feminine by simply adding a tab marbuta. The majority, I'm not going to say all. This one is an issue that has some exceptions. However, the majority of the common nouns can be made feminine. So if you want to make al-mutakallim feminine, the speaker, you would just say lil mutakallim ma lil mutakallimati للمتكلمة, the female speaker. المتكلم المتكلمة. So that means that these two pronouns cover both genders. Anna, male or female?
Male.
Huh? Both. It covers both genders. Anna. Now, a man says, Anna Hassan. The female says, Anna Fatima. The same. A group of males say, Nahnu Muslimun. We are Muslims. A group of females says, Nahnu Muslimat. We are female Muslims. So these are used for both genders. Both genders. The only thing is specified is singular, plural. But these are not gender or age restricted pronouns. The same thing goes in English. I, it's for male and female. We, it's for male and female. Right? Now this one also, we wanted to make this feminine. We would say, lead, move, call, bah, للمخاطبة. Yeah. No, this is the female being spoken to now.
That was female speaker. This is female speaker.
Being spoken to. Yeah. للمخاطبة. I'm sorry, I forgot we could add this. Speak on first person. I hope you guys can see this online. Second person. Brothers and sisters, hold on to these terminologies. They're going to come up if you plan on continuing in learning the Arabic language, whether it be with me or anyone else. These are going to come up over and over and over again. Those of you who are still learning how to write, I want you to bring your devices and I want you to take a screenshot. Right? Can't write, just take a screenshot of it. And then when you go home, you can take your time to write because as you learn how to write, it's going to become easier for you. So just take a nice screenshot of that. Those who are able to write, don't take a screenshot. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be able to write, but my handwriting is bad.
Writes pretty good to me. Yeah. You just need some practice. You need to get you know what? Get a book that has the Arabic words and letters in it, like the dotted lines. Just trace. And then write freehand. Tracing will be good for you. Okay. So we have, take your time. I'm not rushing, so take your time. للمتكلم للمتكلمة للمخاطب للمخاطبة.
You're making it like first person to the second person.
Yeah.
And for the male to female.
Mm-mm. Oh, this we just say how to say first person. Now you say mutakallim. If you want to call it first person female mutakallima. That's all. But the pronouns that we're talking about, the disconnected personal pronouns, they are not gender restricted. This is for the mutakallim and mutakallima. Remember, we're about to take the mukhatab, but we haven't taken the pronouns yet. These are just terminologies. Now we're going to take the actual pronouns, like we did ana wa nahnu. Either gender can use this, referring to themselves. Now, so the pronouns for these anta, singular masculine. Anta. That's the mukhatab, the one being spoken to. Singular masculine. Should have been in red, but I think no, it's right. Black. Pay attention. Anti. Tesla. Anti.
That's for women.
Anta, singular masculine, no calling out. Anti, singular feminine. Is that right, feminine? Anyway, singular masculine, anta. Anti, singular, feminine. I need to make that wide. This is a school. Not the two dots. Anta, anti. Anta, anti. Anta, anti. Anta, anti.
Since we put the circle on that row, the top of that, that's the corner.
Where?
The top.
No, top
on
first.
that E.
Right here?
No, on the raw.
Hello? Where?
That's supposed to be on off.
Yeah, that's the bubble.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because I'm saying, I want to be with the Sakun.
Ain't not, yeah. That's it. الضمائر ضمائر المنفصلة.
Noon, that's present, so that-
Yes.
so it's noon, that's a down.
Nun. Nun.
I was moving.
I just want to.
منفصلة.
That's what I'm saying, but sometimes someone have a half comma, someone color,
Uh-huh.
so I'm just following you to see if you got the circle.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm doing this. I normally do the circle, yeah.
I'm with you now, all the way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Would it be saying like, you got like an Arabic pocketbook, guys? You got like, look, you got a suit.
It's something totally different. Yep, because that's you guys are talking in my class. And you're not talking to me. That's going to be a problem. Okay, yeah, so that's a totally different situation because those are, what do you call it? Common nouns. Ukh means sister. That's a common noun. But we're talking about personal pronouns here. So that which is on ukhti, that's a yeah. We'll talk about that. We're going to get to that. That's called yeah in nisbah. The yeah of association. And like that, we'll talk about that. Okay. Yeah is added to nouns to show different levels of association. Either relation, meaning blood relation, either ownership, or either blood association, ownership, or ascription, to ascribe to something. And I'll give you the example for all three. The ownership is like qalam, means pen. If I add a yad to it, say qalami, it means my pen. So this shows ownership. Ibn means son. I put a yad to it, said ibni, it means my son. That shows blood relation. Masjid, right, means masjid. If I put a yad to it and say masjidi, I'm ascribing my masjid, meaning I'm ascribing that that's the masjid I attend, like that, right? But we'll get to that, inshallah. So, and that, anti. Take your time to get it down, because I'm going to have to make some room on this board. So far, because we're going to memorize it with this, in this way, we're going to say, ana wa nahnu wa anta wa anti. Ana wa nahnu wa anta wa anti. Ana wa nahnu wa anta wa anti. Now, I'm sorry.
I can switch.
You want to switch so you can be away from the fan? Let's be here. I get hot fast. Old people have hot flashes.
You said Anna went after.
You do have hot flash.
Okay, yeah, so old people have hot
Hey, man.
flashes.
I'm telling you, when you have- I was going through the proton shoot.
Uh-huh.
They gave me a hormone shot.
Mhm.
I know it. I know it. I'm talking about just like water.
It's in my family, even my kids, they just
Yeah.
sweat.
Like put a torch on.
Uh-huh.
makes me.
Then y'all mad at me when I put y'all out, get mad at y'all. I'm not bothering you guys. You guys are bothering me. I don't want any trouble. I just want you to sit and benefit. How old are you, Muhammad? How old are you, Muhammad?
10.
10. You had that second?
I'm turning 11 this year.
Yeah. Sit up. 10. You know, when I was 10, Bismillah, mashallah, I wasn't a Muslim. I wasn't a Muslim. When I was 10, I was touring the Philadelphia school systems doing poetry, speeches, and plays.
Is that how?
I was a Catholic. It wasn't haram for me.
Wait,
I was doing, listen,
Wait.
listen. I want you to listen. I was doing poetry, speeches, and plays. I have children's stories. Right? I was writing poetry at the age of 9. What I'm saying to you is that don't be fooled that because you're 10, it means that you can be overly playful and not responsible. I do believe in playing at 10. I played when I was 10. Had a bike, went outside, played. I played something called tops. You probably never know about that. Creek basketball. I know the tops with the tar. You put the tar.
The throwing.
No. Spin the tar. You put tar in the top and you pluck it and you gotta hit the other top.
Oh, okay, I thought you talking about the
Yeah.
top.
Not spin the top.
Okay, yeah, that's deep.
Yeah. That's way back,
I said,
right?
that's right.
So I did believe in playing. And it's not like I never got in trouble in class before. I got in trouble in class before. But the thing is, you're Muslim. So I expect you to know better at 10 than I knew at 10. You have to have control, self-control. Some of the things that you speak about and the questions that you ask shows that you're very intelligent. So I hold you more responsible. When I hear the way you speak to me in different classes and the questions that you ask, that raises your level of responsibility because your intelligence is clear to me. So it raises your level of responsibility to me. Like, okay, Muhammad is intelligent. So I don't accept you behaving childish because of your level of intelligence. If you were slow, I wouldn't say anything to you. She's like, slow?
down to lay down.
Huh? Yeah. Either lay down, we put a bib on you. You get a yellow bus to come get you from the house instead of your brother dropping you off. Okay? Somebody drive, take the bus, take this helmet, go pick up Mom. Okay, so I just want you guys, listen, I'm not trying to be hard on you guys. I just want you guys to pay attention because there's a lot of benefit, it's a lot of information, and if you miss it, it's going to miss you. Okay, but same with the rest of you guys, same thing. Because some of you guys have more practice than others, but everybody's intelligent. Everybody seems to ask intelligent questions and have intelligent answers. So I just expect you guys to, up your behavior in class.
Level up.
Level up. That's what I'm saying. There we go. Level up. Level up your behavior in class. Okay. Does everybody have what we have on the board? So we're going to say ana wa nahnu wa anta wa anti. Ana wa nahnu wa anta wa anti. Ana wa nahnu wa anta wa anti. أنا ونحن وأنت وأنت. أنا ونحن وأنت وأنت. أنا ونحن وأنت وأنت.
أنا ونحن وأنت.
أنا ونحن وأنت وأنت. أنا ونحن وأنت وأنت. أنا ونحن وأنت وأنت.
أنا ونحن وأنت وأنت.
أنا ونحن وأنت وأنت.
أنا ونحن وأنت وأنت.
أنا ونحن وأنت وأنت.
أنا ونحن وأنت وأنت.
أنا ونحن وأنت وأنت. أنا ونحن وأنت وأنت.
أنا ونحن وأنت وأنت.
أنا ونحن وأنت وأنت.
أنا ونحن وأنت وأنت.
So this way that we're memorizing them is in a pattern. You'll see it later. Remember, these are only 4. There are 12 of them. We're going to take 2 more. We're going to take the first 6, right? Keep them. The way I'm giving it to you, for those who are going to continue their learning, they're going to find this pattern very useful. This pattern, ana wa nahnu wa anta wa anti, is going to be very useful as you go forward. And it's going to show you, when you actually give it consideration, the way speech actually unfolds normally the majority of the time. Yep. Can I erase what's on the board?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is everybody? Sure.
I'm just making sure I got it.
Yep.
My head is my mind is right.
Yes, sir. Wa anta wa anta.
That's why I was in the answer. I was not sure.
That didn't have to go. I got one more giggle session. I have one more giggle session. I have to keep my word. Yeah, whoever can have the giggles, gonna have to go. You're not laughing with me. You're laughing at me.
Pronouns are he, she, him, stuff.
Yeah,
Is we a pronoun?
yeah, nahnu. It's a nahnu, remember? We, yeah. We is a, remember, Muhammad is a personal pronoun. Because it's used to talk about a person.
I keep on nodding.
Okay. Seek refuge. Don't stay up late on your device. Woo. What about that? للغائب للغائب. And the ghaib means what? This is a deep realization. Third, I mean, it does mean that.
Oh.
Third person.
Third person. Huh?
Yeah, third person.
What is that, that's in the middle?
That's a hamster.
Yeah. Yeah, the hammer on the number. Cancel up. Little ghaibi.
That's a law.
الغائب الغائب للغائب للغائب.
When you say third person, isn't it like a narrator or something?
No, it's the person being spoken about. The narrator is the person who's speaking. That's the candidate speaking. للغائب, third person. This is why the third person is the one that's being spoken about. That's why it's called a diva, because they're not there.
Oh, okay.
للغائب, third person.
So what they are there, but they're talking in third person.
If they don't hear them, it's ghiba.
So the person himself talk about themselves as the third person.
He's mutakallim. Yep. للغائب, third person. Now, we didn't finish. Just to let you know, we have not finished al-mukhatab. We only took the mukhatab for the singular. In Arabic, the pronouns, they have pronouns for the second person, dual and plural, masculine and feminine. So when he took the singular, masculine and singular feminine. The same thing what I do here. Huwa, that should be in black, right? That should be in black. Huwa, he, him.
Four.
Huwa. قل هو الله هو الله أحد. He is Allah. Al-Ahad, the one. هي هي هو هي هو وهي هو وهي
هو وهي
هو وهي
هو وهي
هو وهي
هو وهي
هو وهي
هو وهي
هو وهي
هو وهي
هو وهي
هو وهي
هو وهي
هو وهي
هو وهي.
هو وهي.
See how perfectly you guys are pronouncing the ha? That's saying huwa wahia. Saying huwa wahia, no air. That's the difference between ha and ha. Huwa wahia, it's easy, right? Right, the difference. Huwa. That's why we say ul Allahu ahad. That's the other one. Ahad. Qul huwa Allahu ahad.
هذا
قل هو الله أحد.
hat is harder than the other hat
Exactly. It's harder. Exactly.
because this one is softer.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Let's take a quick review of the letter, the first 9 letters. We have now, alhamdulillah, taken a third of the Arabic alphabet, the consonants, the Arabic consonants. We've taken a third of them because they're 28, right? We've taken how many?
9.
9. 9 times 3 is?
That's it.
That's it. Yeah. Huh? Bad, tat, fat, right?
Gene.
3, 6. Yeah, we have 8. You're right. We have 8.
Okay, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
this.
No, you're right. You're right. So we have 8. I'm thinking with 3 every time, but we only took those 2 because it's 2 after them. We're only taking the letters that resemble. So we don't have 9. We have 8. So we basically have a third, right? Or almost a third of the Arabic alphabet.
Can you go through them again?
That's what we're about to do.
Oh, okay.
About to go back through them. What are they?
Bad, Abba,
Uh-huh.
Tad, to, that's,
Mm-hmm.
that, that,
Mm-hmm.
G, J, Aj, Ha, Ah, Fo, Ah, Dal, Da, Ad, Dal, Ad,
There we go. These are the 8 that we've taken.
All right.
Ba, ba, aba, ta, at, up. Uh-huh. Ba,
Ad,
Jim, Aj, Ha, Ah, Kha, Ah, Dal, Da, Ad, Bal, Ad, Bal, Ad. Nah. So it's ba, ba, aba, ta, at, ba, at, Jim, Aj, Ha, Ah, Kha, Ah, Dal, Da, Ad, Bal, Ad, Ab. Nah. Aba, Ad, Af, Aj, Ah, Ah, Ad, Ab, Aba, Ad, Af, Aj, Ah, Ah, Ad, Ab. Nah. These are the makharij with the sifat. Yes, sir. Yep, 8.
I'm trying to put this drawing on, but too fast.
Hmm?
I was trying to put the like the bottom, the top. Yeah, have them both together with the Arabic too, so like,
Oh no, let's not allow this. Call.
uh,
Yeah, we don't do
I knew
translation.
it had to be something different. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah. We don't do translation. Yeah, because BA in English is buck, right? And the bad does not make the buck sound. It's the. No.
tell you when y'all see you, when we had to come to class, like, no, we ain't writing in English. I'm like, No
Yeah.
wings today. No wings today.
The transliteration is very, very dangerous because what the attempt of transliteration is to do is to take the words from one language and make them pronounceable in another language by using the letters of another language. That's what transliteration is. So the problem with transliteration is that the letters, let's be specific, translating between Arabic and English, there are letters meaning sounds, because remember what the definition of a letter, I don't know if you were there for the class, but a letter is a shape or a symbol that represents a sound. So there's no symbol in English that represents an Arabic sound. Just like there's no symbol in Arabic that represents an English sound. So this makes transliteration null and void. Because in order for it to work, there would have to be sounds in each language that represents sounds in another language where you could transmit that sound to those letters, but you can't. We say, for instance, who can read that? Uh-huh. Rahim. Rahim. But now, if we were to write it in English, depending on the writer, some people put 2 eyes, some people put 1 eye, right? Some people put 2 E's. In transliteration, in order to make this word, Rahim. Right?
This is Rahim, this is Rahim.
Huh?
Rahim and Rahim.
Right? So this is R-A in English is Ra. Ra, right? And Arabic is Ra. Rahim. Ra. Ra the Ru. Ra the Ru. Ra the Ru. Right? For this one, we're going to definitely have to cross this one out because H-I-M in English is him. So we would say Rahim. So this one has to go. This can't fit as a transliteration. I in the English language, is there I?
No.
There we go. So now this is something made up. So I is supposed to make the long E sound. But H, what sound does H make?
Ha. Ha.
And English.
Ha.
He, him. H doesn't say, you don't say him, tell him. No, you don't say that in English, say tell him. H in English spelled him. So even if you say, it'll be Rahim, it will be Rahim.
My sister says tell him.
Right?
Tell him.
Tell him. Okay, so, and the same thing with this. So it wouldn't really fit because the sound where the R comes from, the H in English, the A sound doesn't really represent the fatha sound with the ra and like that. So you get the language from the language itself. You get the language from like this will have you messing words up. And even, let's just say, even if someone that was a good transliterator and the people understood now. Say that again? What names? No, that was just an example. Yeah. So even if a person was a good transliterator and could get the sounds out, it still would be the principle of that. Just because something good happened from something bad, it doesn't mean that that bad thing should be taken as a pattern. Right? Just because something good, and this is one of the most dangerous epidemics today, that people do things wrong, but sometimes the correct result comes out, and then they believe that wrong thing can be a pattern. Like this now, I mean, it worked. I mean, what's wrong with it?
Yeah.
So it's just like somebody who uses, for instance, they don't have their tools. They get a new device or something in the mail, and it needs to be put together, has screws. So they use a butter knife, right, to put it together. They should not put their butter knife in the toolbox now. That does not become a tool to put things together. No, you use a screwdriver, right? even though it worked like that, we know that in reality, you're not going to get it tight as it's supposed to be, as it would with a screwdriver. So we have to be careful and just examine, because we're human behavior patterns. If we get used to using substitutes while the real thing is present, right? It means it's going to create a habit of not striving to do our best. A habit of underachieving, like instead of, and I feel like getting into a box. So then we're going to always lean toward laziness when it's time to get the work done. Why? Because I have a substitute. So I'll never do the real thing because I have a substitute. Anytime I have a substitute, no matter how close it is, I'm going to be lazy and I won't use the real thing. So we don't want to build the habit now. We want to build the habit of taking everything from its source. Taking everything from its source. You'll find that also that happens when, with regards, it may seem unconnected, but because we're talking about information, see, when it comes to seeking Arabic, especially for brothers that have a command over the Arabic language, they might not be learned, but they may be good at Arabic language. Brothers, when they said, yeah, well, call the scholars and see what the scholars have to say. They don't call the ulama that are actually versed in the field of the question that they're asking. They call whoever picks up the phone. And the one who picks up the phone may not be his field. That may not be his field. He answered you. He's a scholar. But is that his field? Right. So that means the person has to be patient and wait to get the correct answer instead of just getting an answer. I called so-and-so, and so-and-so said, you had the ability to call the one that specializes in it. So why would you call, right? That's like in medicine, that you need to talk to a neurologist, but you call a general practitioner. But you may have a brain aneurysm, and instead of talking to a neurologist that knows about what's going on in the brain, you're talking to a pediatrician, chiropractor. You got something going on in your brain, and you're calling it chiropractor. Right?
Or antibiotic, like
Uh-huh.
something going on, but no, you need that.
You need real medicine. So this is the thing. Don't get used to using substitutes if the real thing is present. That's like the old saying goes, either hadar al-ma, the fuqaha say what? Either hadar al-ma butila tayammum. Once water is present, you can no longer make tayammum. It's only the substitute in the absence of water. Water's there, use water unless you have an excuse not to use it. Likewise, every time you have that which is the actual source there, use the actual source. Don't use the substitute. So we're going to go with Arabic only. Inshallah ta'ala. And of course, translating it completely is one thing. Transliteration, that'll have you mispronouncing. And because this language is connected to religion, because the Quran is in this language, mispronunciation is dangerous. Mispronunciation can have you cursing yourself. Mispronunciation can have you making blasphemy and speaking ill of Allah, speaking ill of His messenger, and other than that. We gave some examples before, right? Alhamd and alhamd. Yesterday you weren't here. We talked about when we took this word, qul, the command to say. Qul, that means say. And then we have qul, qul. We have qul and qul. Qul and qul. Qul, qul. Qul, qul, qul. Qul, qul, qul. Qul, qul. Qaf, kaf. Qaf, kaf. Alqa, ak. Alqa, ak. Qul, qul. Qul, qul. Qul, qul, qul. This means say. This means eat. It's a command. Eat. Eat. Say. So we say, Qul huwa Allahu ahad. We don't say Qul. We say, Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq. We don't say Qul. So that's the difference between saying, say, He is Allah the one, and eat, He is Allah. say, I seek refuge in the Lord of mankind. Eat, I seek refuge in the Lord. Now. Okay, next. Now, remember what we took today, we're gonna make review tomorrow before we take anything else. We want to talk about that, what we started already. The pattern that, by the permission of Allah, we fell into. This type of verb is, don't worry about this terminology, but it's going to come again when we need to take it. It's called al-ajwath. Al-ajwath is from the word jawf, which means stomach or center. So an ajwath verb is a verb that has two normal letters and a harfu illa. Illa means to be sick. So the alif, the waw, and the ya are considered sick letters or weak letters. Yeah. So a verb that has one of them in the middle is called ajwath. Right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Harfu illa. So that, I mean, that's just extra information. It'll come back up again, put it to your side notes and like that. Anyway, verbs, when they come that way, specifically we want to deal with what we found in all. We're only going to take from he, because that's how it came in the surah. So we took yesterday, right? I'm sorry, everybody online, I know they can't see that. That's by the way. So yesterday we took what? This is the command. Say. And then we said, what? Yaqulu. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Qulu. Yaqulu. Yaqulu, because of the wow. Yaqulu. Yaqulu. Qala. Oh. That's what we took yesterday because of that. I'm going to switch this around now. Right? We took it that way because that's the way it came in the Quran. Right? I'm going to switch it around. We have that. I'm going to switch it around. And when I switch it around, for this particular pattern, I'm going to switch it around for this particular pattern only. Please pay attention to the pattern, brothers and sisters. This is not magic. However, it's going to make some things easy. And I'm going to give you some words, and then you're going to find other words also, inshallah, that's going to fall into the same situation. So we're going to switch it around. Instead, we're going to start with the past tense first. We're going to say, Qala yaqulu. Qul. Qawlun. Okay, so that's the pattern. That's how it goes. So what do we notice? We have a consonant, a weak letter, consonant. That weak letter is alif. That weak letter is alif. Right? So I'm going to give another word with the same pattern. So this is what up here? This word. Qala.
All
So now this is what?
So,
Salman. So we said qala. What?
yeah.
So we're going to say what?
Yes, so.
Yes,
Yes, Yasumu.
Again.
Yasu. Yeah.
Oh,
No, we're
All
going to
that.
qala. We're going to say
Yes, so.
no. It's no yet.
No, so bad.
Qala
All
yaqulu. So we're going to say
So bad. Yeah.
you said it already.
All right, I'm trying to remember.
Yasumu.
Yes.
Yes.
Yasumu.
Again, let's do it again. This is the pattern.
All that.
So man.
Yasumu. Yasumu.
Again.
Kola. Yakulu. Soma. Yasumu.
So if you want to order somebody to say something, say what? Here.
No.
Here.
Oh, cool.
Pul. So we want to order somebody to tell you, say
Soon.
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 And then the masdar, the root is of qala is what? This one.
Cow.
So the root word is
Song.
pattern.
like a hard soup.
They're from the same pattern. Consonant, alif, consonant. So we're gonna follow this. This is gonna be our blueprint. The cookie cut. Yasumu. Qala yaqulu sama yasumu. And then we're gonna order somebody to fast, we're gonna say what?
Song. Oh, no. Soon.
Soon. Soon.
Soon.
Allah said, فَمَنْ شَهِدَ مِنْكُمْ الشَّهْرَ فَلْيَصُمْ. And yasum. Right? And then the root is going to be so qawl, sawmun. Just like qawlun, sawmun.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's fast.
Mhm.
So the first one is Salman is fasting.
He fasted.
He fasted.
He said he fasted. He's saying he's fasting. Say
Say
fast.
Say.
Statement
statement.
fasting.
So the statement is pretty much the root word.
The root word statement. Because everything that's said is a statement, but not every statement has to be said. That's for scholars that say that the origin of everything are nouns. That's a fun debate. Is the origin of words nouns or verbs? That's a fun debate. Oh, it's a fun debate. Oh man, it's a fun debate. We'll talk about it inshallah. Now, sometimes this one can change. Why? Maybe they resemble a noun. So because of that, they change. We do have, for this last one, it could be what? Exceptions. When we said it, 97% of the rules are, this one some kind. This last one, the mustard, the root, excuse me, can change. So we have Rama. So what are we gonna do next?
Yarumu. No, Yarumu.
Yarumu.
Room.
Room. What's the root?
No,
Raumu.
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 I understand. How's that the root?
Huh? Rama. He threw. Yarumu. Right? Or he made an effort. Not Rama. We have Rama, which means like to throw like a rock. But Rama, Yarumu, it means like to make an effort. To make an effort. Rama, Yarumu. Rum. Rum. Not Rama. Rama. Because Rama is Rama Yarmi. That's a whole different scale. What is this? He fast.
Fast.
He's
Fast.
fasting. He's. Yep, this is he's fast. Command. Well, I guess we'll put that here just to let it be known this is the root of the fast. Or fast.
The fast?
The fast itself. The fast of Ramadan.
This one's like fasting, like you're not eating. And this one, the other one is fast.
Not fast as in speed, but fast.
Like you fast.
Ramadan. Ramadan. Come on, you win the trade. Come on. Ramadan.
What Muhammad was saying, how we were talking about the other day, Shay,
Uh-huh.
is a word has a similar meaning,
Uh-huh.
but they are two different, but it's not the reality.
Yeah.
the station there, the end of this.
Yeah. So yeah, that's two different things. So we could put this as too fast. Too fast. So
Wait, then what is fast? Like you fast.
that's talking about depending on what it's talking about. If it's talking about a noun, it's an adjective. It's talking about a verb, it's an adverb describing the verb.
Let's try.
Right?
No, you said he threw.
If you say he ran,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
I thought you said,
Yeah,
wrong.
I mean, I'm sorry. This is the better translation. Like Rama means like he gave it a good try. He gave it a good effort. Yeah.
Try.
The other one is Rama, mean alif maqsura, Rama. Allah said in Surah Al-Anfal, وَمَا رَمَيْتَ إِذْ رَمَيْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ رَمَى. And you didn't throw when you threw, it was Allah who threw.
Talk about the
When the Prophet
relation,
sallallahu Yeah, no, Muhammad sallallahu when he threw the dust and it went to the eyes of the kuffar, but it just spread out all the way into the eyes of all the kuffar.
You're on the bottom, but
Now, Allah Ta'ala said,
Did he not say that?
فَلَمْ تَقْتُلُوهُ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ قَتَلَهُ. So you didn't kill them, it's Allah that killed them. وَمَا رَمَيْتَ إِذْ رَمَيْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ رَمَى. And you weren't the one that threw when you threw, it was Allah who threw. Now, Rama was the adif. So this is me.
Yeah, like,
Now, so this is Raman. The other one, throw, that I translated is Raman. Raman. This is Raman, and this is Raman. He threw.
Enta is he's, right?
Yeah.
So
No, Anta is you. Huwa is he.
also huwa son,
That's it.
huwa son.
No. Say this.
Sama, sama,
Sama.
sama.
Huwa Sama. He fasted.
What about he's fast?
He's fast. No, fast as in speed is Sariya. Sariya. This is fast. Yeah.
Is it sorry?
No.
Huwa sorry.
هو سريع جدا. No, he's very fast. جدا means very. So هو سريع. He's fast. أنا سريع. I'm fast. نحن
We're fast.
yeah سريع.
Like,
Okay.
he fasted.
We fasted. Okay, we're gonna when we take the verb patterns with plurals, we're gonna see. But we would add a noon to the end of this, the command, but it wouldn't be a command. We would say nahnu sumna, a noon with an alif. Nahnu sumna, we fasted. But we're gonna take, when we take that, we're gonna take with the pattern. That way, all you have to do is take that noon and with the alif and add it to an end of a verb. It's gonna make the word that you want to be. Sure. Sariya. Okay. Let's take a few other words. Remember, don't worry about it changing. Just follow the pattern and accept the changes, right? Because sometimes we're going to find some changes. Okay, same scale. What we're going to do next? Taba, which means what? He repented. Taba. 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 Yes. Taba. So then what we're going to do in present tense?
Yatubu.
Yatubu.
Yeah, cool.
Yatubu. So how do we order him?
No.
Yeah, you. Yeah. That's it.
You repented?
He.
He's repenting.
Yeah. Do we have?
I'm like, what are they talking about? I had to look at it like, where is it? I'm like,
We have Toba. It's the same thing as Toba.
Mr. Links.
Toba. The only thing it just has a time on it. It's the same thing.
What's the-
Yeah. Tobatun, Kolun, Somun, Robun, Tobun, no, Tobatun. But it's the same thing. Same thing, just with a tap on it, which means repentance. Repentance with alif, alif. With a is repentance.
Repentance. Repentance.
Repentance?
Change it.
Repentance.
Repentance.
Okay. So, okay, so we have he repented, repenting, repentance. Taba, yatubu, tub, toba. Allah said, Ya ayyuhan ladhina amanu, tubu ila Allahi tawbatan nasuha. Right? Yes. So I'm just showing you guys the pattern. Consonant, alif, consonant. When there's a change, we'll talk about why later on. But when you see these patterns in the Quran and the Hadith, you'll be able to recognize them. Huh? Yep.
How new?
Yep. 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 What? Ikhwa? We doing good. You guys are doing good. Kana yakunu kun. So he was. This is the verb to be in Arabic to let you know the verb. So the verb to be, just like in Arabic, just like in English, has special rules. However, just the morphation of it is still the same, but there are special rules to this particular setup right here for the verb to be. There we go.
Yes, he said big. I mean, when I saw the B, I didn't get it.
Saying it, but no one would actually
Nah.
write it. So
Kana yakunu kun, kaunun, being. And also kaun, it means being, and it also means world. And when we say world, we do not mean what the kuffar mean. When the kuffar say world, they mean earth. When we say world, we mean all of creation. Now, when the kuffar say world, they mean earth. Yeah, right? They mean the earth. When we say world, al-kawn. Al-kawn, when you see that word in Arabic, they use al-kawn, it means everything, all of creation. When we say world, we mean everything that was created. That's world to us. World to them is only the earth. Because they put limits on the law. We haven't put limits on the law. Allah Ta'ala said, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Now, like that. We'll stop there. These are just some examples. Remember, pay attention to patterns. And this is an example of how patterns go. Now, we're in the beginning. It's going to be more, how can I say? And it's going to be more intentional and more organized as we go forward, because we're going to be actually on verbs when we take this next time. We're going to be on verbs when we take it, inshallah, the next time. So meaning that that's what the discussion is going to be about. Right now, we're on the pronouns and vocabulary in the alphabet. So like that. But okay, this is an example. That's our class for today. Are there any questions about anything we've taken today?
So y'all,
Sorry, no, this, I had nothing, I had a class. I didn't have none of this.
May Allah honor you. May Allah honor you.
so this was, you started this on the alphabet like,
No,
talking about the beginning though.
no, this is not for the beginning. This is in order for you to become familiar with Arabic patterns.
So when you read, you know what's.
Because no, this is because we're taking the vocabulary of Juz Amma. So a word came up on this pattern, which was qul. A'udhu bi rabbin nas, because we started from sort of the nas. So when that came up, we took that word qul in all of the forms that it came in, right? Or most of them. I'm not going to say all. Most of the forms that it came in. So then from there, I wanted to bring you guys' attention to this pattern: consonant, long vowel, consonant, or consonant, alif, consonant, and how that pattern works in the Arabic language. So this is what that for, it's familiarization. Now,
Okay, you're right,
That's
you're
what I'm
right.
saying.
You're right, yeah, I'm like, man,
remember what I said? I said
You know what? I don't want to-
every one of these classes are connected. If you miss one link, it doesn't matter how many links you have on that end or that end. If there's one missing in the middle, it's not gonna, right?
Right.
So go back to the recordings and everything like that. This is simply to get you accustomed to pattern. Pattern. These are patterns in Arabic. Now, watch the pattern. قال يقول قل أو صام يصوم صم صوم رام يروم رم رام تاب يتوب توب توبة كان يكون كن كون. Just the pattern. Okay? Yes, you can. You can stand in front of the board if you want. So you get a good person. Yep, stand behind the behind it.
Pattern, man.
Yep. Remember, these things that I'm introducing, they're going to come up again. When they come up again, you're already going to be familiar with it, and it's coming. Right? We're on the. We took 8 alphabets. Inshallah ta'ala. We're going to take 2 more tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, right? Yeah. Inshallah, we'll take 2 more tomorrow. We worked them out. We're going to review the first 8 that we've taken tomorrow, their sounds and like that, and then we'll take 2 more. Then Friday we're cool, because Friday is all review. Friday, we're going to review everything that we took through this week. Friday is only review. Fridays become for review and practice, review and practice, review and practice. And then Monday, inshallah, back to the grill. Yeah. So if there are no questions about anything that we said, we can stop here. Time is it? Yeah. هذا وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Anybody have water bottles? Please take your water bottles with you, or trash or anything. Take your notebooks with you. Do not leave your notebook. Do not. Walaikum assalam. Ameen, ameen, ameen.
I had this right after work.
Can I ask you a question?
Uh-huh.
No.
Oh.